now there's been an arrest.
Extremism is extremism.
After online threats against a Florida sheriff. Tennis pros are all in for the Miami Open, but vaccination status could be keeping one major star out. And the Skywatchers are over the moon about a temporary South Florida exhibit.
I love it.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Amanda Gray.
I'm Hawa Ezel. Today is Wednesday, March 15th, 2023.
Live from the FIU Lee Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
A man is waking up behind bars for threats police say he made towards a Florida sheriff. A New Jersey man is facing charges in Florida after the alleged threatening of the life of a Volusia County sheriff.
According to deputies, Richard Golden posted in an online forum that he wanted to put a bullet in Sheriff Mike Chitwood's head. Officials say Golden was upset with Chitwood's actions to fight anti-Semitism in Florida.
When you look at how synagogues get shot up, or churches get shot up, or schools get shot up, extremism is extremism. Here's a clown sitting in his bedroom who's indoctrinated by this and thinks the best way to solve the problem is to put a bullet in my head.
Golden is being extradited to Volusia County to face charges of threat of serious bodily injury and written communication, which is a felony.
What started off as a spring break trip to Mexico ended in brain surgery for a Florida native who goes to the University of Georgia. Lisa Burke developed a migraine on the last day of her spring break trip to Cabo. When she got it checked out, she was diagnosed with a brain condition that causes hemorrhaging. Burke's mother said the medical staff in Mexico were so caring and wanted Lisa to get back to the United States for treatment as quickly as possible. Lisa landed early yesterday on a medical transport in Jacksonville, where she's now being treated at the Mayo Clinic. Lisa is supposed to graduate in May, but her family says her road to recovery will be long.
Nor'easter is back and dropping nearly 3 feet of snow over parts of the East Coast. Due to heavy snow in certain areas, hundreds of thousands are currently without power this morning, leaving many to bear the frigid winter temperatures. Combined with strong winds, dangerous weather conditions have also caused structures and trees to collapse in part of upstate New York, Massachusetts, and New Hampshire.
The Smithsonian National Zoo this week reopened the nation's premier birdhouse after 6 years of renovations at a cost of $69 million. Angela Rivas from our D.C. Bureau joins us from Washington, D.C.
I'm standing where it all began for the Smithsonian Zoo birdhouse under the original archway from 1928. Flash forward to 2023, it is now a conservation effort to protect bird species from all over the world.
The birdhouse is home to 57 different species and 3 walk-through aviaries that simulate natural ecosystems. Delaware Bay, where birds that fly from South America to the Arctic stop to refuel. Prairie Pothole, which mimics the Midwest to southern Canada, where ducks migrate in the spring to lay eggs. And then the Coffee Farm, that simulates tropical winter weather. Zoo assistant bird curator Eric Slovak explains how these birds came into their care through rehab centers and the wild, and has a special name for them.
So some of these birds have come in our collection and they are the ambassadors for their species. So to be in this aviary and to see the birds themselves and allow them to tell you the story is what's best for them.
The zoo is also home to birds that migrate to Florida during the winter to avoid the harsher weather, and those include the black and white warblers and black-throated blue warbler. The birdhouse is also home to some from Central America, including Costa Rica. Like these traveling birds, the zoo also attracts a high number of tourists to the renovated sanctuary house. Brandon Escandon is visiting for the first time from New Jersey and says it was interesting to hear how communities nationwide can help protect birds.
They were just giving helpful tips on not just what they do here, but on ways for other people around their house, whether it be bird feeders.
Slovak also mentioned that people at home can help protect these birds by buying bird-friendly coffee and chocolates and leaving your cats inside overnight. I'm Angela Rivas in Washington, D.C. for the South Florida Media Network.
The status of tennis star Novak Djokovic remains up in the air, unvaccinated and therefore unable to enter the country for the Miami Open. As the network's Amanda Milian reports, the tournament starts this weekend with or without him.
The Miami Open is bringing some intense and heated matchups under the Miami sun the next 2 weeks, running from March 19th through April 2nd.
Preparations are underway here at Hard Rock Stadium as the Miami Open returns this Sunday. Fans from all over the world will gather here to watch rising stars and defending champions face off.
Last year's champions in the men's and women's singles are both returning to defend their title. In the 2022 women's final, Polish tennis player Iga Świątek defeated Japanese tennis player Naomi Osaka, taking both sets, scoring 6 points each. Osaka will not be returning to this year's Miami Open due to her recent pregnancy announcement. For the men's singles, 2022 champion Carlos Alcaraz of Spain returns at the number 2 seed. At the number 1 seed, Novak Djokovic hopes to play in the Miami Open, but is currently on standby. This is due to the fact he is not vaccinated against COVID-19. The United States does not allow foreigners into the country without the vaccination. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis took these matters into his own hands and wrote a letter to President Biden. In this letter, he asked the president to allow Djokovic to enter the country so that he may play in the Open. The letter was sent to the desk of the president on March 7th, and still no word has come back from Washington, D.C. Hard Rock Stadium prides itself on hosting the Miami Open as it has been deemed a unique venue. What is typically a football stadium has now been converted to house 30 tennis courts on its grounds, in addition to a tennis campus. The fans will also get to enjoy the sky gondolas and the shopping experiences. The next 2 weeks will be filled with excitement, upsets, and a roller coaster of emotions until new champions are crowned. This is Amanda Milian, South Florida Media Network.
Much like the actual moon, a moon-inspired sculpture is in the middle of revolving around the Earth. As the network's Paloma Pimentel reports, it's the latest destination in Coral Gables.
The moon has landed in the city of Coral Gables and will remain a spectacle at the Ponce Circle Park for the next 3 weeks. The Coral Gables Community Foundation and the City of Coral Gables collaborated once again to host an extraordinary art installation that is out of this world. Spectators enthusiastically rushed to take a picture with a gigantic moon that is part of UK artist Luc Jérôme's Museum of the Moon, an internationally renowned and traveling art installation that has been admired in major cities all over the globe.
And so I just feel really content, happy, at ease whenever I see any media about the moon, or when I just sit outside looking at the moon. So right now, I just feel super at ease, comfortable.
The hanging moon measures 23 feet in diameter and illustrates a 120 dots per inch detailed NASA image of the moon, where each inch of the sculpture represents 8 miles of its surface.
A sort of balance, something that I can see every night, something comforting, brings a state of peace to me. Every time I see the moon, I don't know, I feel like everyone can see it from anywhere in the world, and I love it.
Located in the center of Ponce Circle Park, viewers are exposed to a fusion of lunar imagery, moonlight, and surround sound composition, along with food and beverage vendors. A festive scene where many can picnic around the moon or sit on public benches and gaze at the installation. The City of Coral Gables will continue to host the open-air event next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the next 2 weeks, and as long as weather conditions remain stable. It will include activities such as yoga under the moon, a St. Patrick's Day celebration, and a good night moon pajama party. I am Paloma Pimentel, reporting for the South Florida Media Network.
After a SpaceX expedition just came back from the International Space Station, another begins. Last night, the SpaceX Dragon launched from the Kennedy Space Center. The spacecraft is also going to the International Space Station with a number of supplies and experiments on board. One of those experiments was designed by high school students that will supposedly keep cameras steady while tracking targets from the ground or inside the space station. The Dragon is expected to be at the dock at the orbiting lab tomorrow morning.
It seems like it started a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but we now know when the billion-dollar George Lucas Museum will be finished.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
After the United States and after the UK, Japan is the third best area for Harry Potter fandom.
We're taking you inside the movie studio that's going to be Harry Potter's new home. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
black truck. Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
There are a lot of ways to reach out to a friend about their mental health. Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Bill is a family man. He invests his money wisely and provides a good life for his children. Just one problem. He often opens emails from senders he doesn't know, and his computer is not password protected. One day, Bill checked his bank account and 94% of malware attacks originate from emails. Don't be like Bill. Take your cybersecurity seriously.
The wizarding world of Harry Potter has a new home. Magic is in the air as Warner Bros. Are bringing the Harry Potter franchise to the Japanese capital.
Fans in Tokyo will have the opportunity to visit some of the most iconic sets of the Harry Potter movies, including Hogwarts and the Forbidden Forest. This is part of Tokyo's new Warner Bros. Studio, which is modeled after the London studio, but will be larger. Jeff Nagler, the president of Warner Bros. Worldwide Studio Operations, said opening the studio in Japan was an easy decision.
I think that was one of the easiest decisions for us, actually, because of the whole global interest in Harry Potter. After the United States and after the UK, Japan is the third best area for Harry Potter fandom.
Fans can experience the magic of Harry Potter in Tokyo when the studio opens in early June.
A billion-dollar museum project is underway once again by the creator of a saga that has risen to stardom. Star Wars creator George Lucas and his wife are building a museum to show off items from the filmmaker's collection. The construction was initially delayed by the pandemic and other setbacks. Now, the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art is expecting to open in 2025. You're watching SFMN Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Radcliffe Art and Design Incubator is the velocity accompanying the fellow's rudder, as in a boat. Unless there is movement or action, the planned direction is of little consequence. We encourage the creative ideas into action, and from the experience of doing, we critically assess the feedback, adjust, and set out to rediscover the potentialities of an entrepreneurial mindset.
Stand.
plan is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Amanda Gray.
I'm Hawa Ezel. Get any news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.